I'm Detective Halroth Calwin. I've often been asked just where that name comes from. Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe it came from the old country, from Wales. Maybe it came from a book. But wherever it came from, it stuck. I was born in 1992 on a small farm about half an hour outside the city of Madison, Maine. Only things louder than chickens were the voices on the radio. WMRS was gospel back then. Spent a lot of time out playing in the Wendell Forest and even more time helping out around the farm. We used to grow blueberries. That's what I helped my family make a lot of money. We'd raise and slaughter chickens, cows, pigs, sell it to the local market. But around the time I went to the police academy, 2010s, the Bismarck Blueberry Farms started growing. In 2015, my pa was murdered in cold blood at a bar. He'd been drinking with some friends. A man from across the bar was blindly drunk. Thought he heard my dad say something ill about him. Walked up and shot him right in the face with a small handgun. The man fled the scene and disappeared into the night. I spent the last remaining days of the academy and my first few years on the shift trying to find what happened to that drunk. Everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a reason for something. He didn't simply show up for that one thing and vanish forever. Within a year or two, our farm was gone, one of a number of farms that was bought out by what would eventually become Skylar Gertrude Meyer's large blueberry empire. Chances are, if you've bought blueberries along the Penobscot, and came from my daddy's farm. Well, the years of living in the city and doing good at my job eventually meant I was promoted to detective. Never did solve my dad's case. The pain has stuck with me ever since. I didn't know today was going to go the way it did. I don't think anyone really expected it to go this way. I had just solved a big murder case over on the northeast side of the city. About a week ago, I received an email from WMRS asking me to come in for an interview. But everything went wrong, and I had to play detective. Now that I have everyone's story, let's start from the beginning with what we know.
3 Red Bulls? You're not drinking these all today, right, lady?
So what if I am?
The woman in line is Victoria Halley. She's 5'3" and has the personality of a chihuahua. Most people can't stand looking at her face too long on account of the green eyeshadow, making her eyes look sickly or Irish. She spun tracks for WMRS 103.5, one of the 2 big stations left standing in Madison. The other, Mad One Radio, was eating their lunch and smiling about it. But we'll get to that. Right now, Victoria was busy fighting a losing battle with the day. She needed caffeine, and she needed it fast. So, she dragged herself into the nearest gas station, looking for a jolt strong enough to wake the dead. Or at least get her through another hour behind the mic.
Can't be good for your heart.
Don't tell me what is and isn't good for me. Just tell me how much it is.
$7.50.
That's with the coupon?
No. Looks like the coupon expired 3 months ago.
Expired? It's a coupon. There's no expiry date on it.
According to our system, this promotion was only valid through July.
Check again.
I'm telling you.
Check again.
All right. Yep. Expired 3 months ago.
So you're going to charge me full price?
Yes.
Lady, there's a line. Just pay the $7.50 and move on. You're going to make me late for work.
I don't want them anymore.
What?
You're kidding me. Karens, man.
I told you I don't want them anymore. Put them back.
This is really how my shift is going to end? All right, lady. I'll put them back.
She shuffled out of the gas station, clutching her prize, and made for a battered red sedan that had seen better days. And probably better owners.
Hey, lady, get bent. What's your problem? The world doesn't revolve around you, you know?
You don't know what I've been through. I deserve leeway.
Whatever.
The ride to work is almost uneventful. Roadwork on Tomlin Highway slowed her down, but Victoria was no stranger to bad timing. Lucky for her, she'd always been the type to leave early. Traffic piled up like a junkyard in slow motion. With nothing better to do, she flicked on the radio. WMRS crackled to life. Her co-host, and golden boy of the station, Ricky Ashcroft, was already spinning his charm like it was worth something.
A whole bunch of stuff has happened today, so I'm going to keep you up to date. Oh, this water is god-awful. Water, am I right? Anyways, today is day 3 of the Aberhart case, and guess what? Ms. Aberhart is still pleading not guilty to the various murders in her farmhouse last November. She's claiming incumbent Mayor Maxwell Harkless as the chief suspect. The trial is currently on recess until tomorrow, where Harkless will take the stand and refute any evidence she may have. In other news, Bryn Whitley is still missing. It's estimated she went missing around November of 2024. Could she be connected to the Aberhart farm murders? Could she be the murderer? Who knows? And hey, this talk of murder and missing people can get a bit depressing, so I wanted to share a joke with you all. Since a lot of our audience are farmers from the south side of Madison, I thought you all might get a kick out of this one, okay? So, why was the Scarecrow given an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. All right, I've got Lizzie Zink coming up next, followed by some Otto Landon. Then our radio hour will be at a close. I'm Ricky Ashcroft. Turn it up, tune it in, and tell a friend. Here's Dreamwalker.
Ricky. How come Ricky gets all the good times? And I've been limited to the 2 p.m. dead zone. I swear, at this point it's just ageism. I'm too old for the younger audiences. Well, who even listens to radio anymore anyways? It's as dead as disco. Who could this be? Clara?
Her daughter. Bad blood between them ran thicker than the oil slicks on Tomlin Highway. Family's supposed to pull you out of the ditch. Victoria and Clara just kept dragging each other deeper into it. Her mother passed on her bad mood, along with her hair, her height, and a hankering for green grass nail polish.
Hello?
Victoria, I'm stopping by your work today. We need to talk.
You're talking to me now. What do you want?
We're talking about this in person, okay? I just wanted to prepare you, and I guess prepare myself.
Anything you can talk to me about in person can be said over a phone call. This isn't about Ricky and the money, is it? I told you.
Consider yourself forewarned.
Victoria and Clara don't exactly have the best relationship. It's like humans and chickens. A farmer raises a chicken, so they'll be perfect for the slaughter. Victoria pulled into the lot outside WMRS, a patch of cement riddled with more holes than a bad alibi. Above the door, the old neon sign still clung to life, flickering weak and red, like a dying heartbeat. She made her way across the pitted ground, her shoes crunching loose gravel in regret. Out front, Lou Bennett leaned against the crumbling brick, cigarette burning low in his fingers. Dressed in the same tired flannel and work boots as he does every day. Oh, he's never had a callus in his life. Lou watched Victoria approach.
Howdy, Victoria.
Lou, out on your smoke break?
Yep. Got a couple more minutes of horrible music before the kid signs on again to ramble about nonsense. You know, he actually used to be good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when he was first starting out, before he started co-hosting with you.
Are you blaming his descent into the mediocre
Oh,
on me?
Not at all. His generation really just likes this podcasting thing. So everyone is trying to mimic it.
You hear the rest of the day?
Unfortunately, at least you're the last show of the day.
Thanks.
You get Marjorie's email about the water?
Yeah, the Brita needs replaced, so get water from the sink instead.
Yeah. Hey, I found this clip when I was on the radio. Take a listen to this.
The best part of the day, classic country music. Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline. All up next, and all in that order.
Doesn't it sound great? Good, strong-hearted music. My smooth, buttery voice. Straight to the point. The golden days. You know, the good old days before all this Kenny Lamar crap.
Sure, Lou.
Oh, meant to tell you, Clara stopped by earlier.
Yeah, she called me.
She just left a couple of minutes ago. Said she'd be back after she grabbed some coffee.
She came here just to leave and grab coffee? Stupid. Did she say what she wanted?
Not with you. She said she was going to kill Ricky for what he did with the money.
Like she would have spent it better. She's as stupid as a dodo bird's fossil.
Maybe it ain't my business, but a mother shouldn't say that about her own daughter.
Clara isn't my daughter. At least not anymore.
What a good mom, forsaking her daughter over one little mess up.
You know what, Lou? You're right. It isn't any of your business. Keep sucking on that cancer stick. Good luck getting to retirement.
Up yours too, lady.
Once, he thought she might be a good successor. Smart. Hungry. Maybe even honest. But time has a way of souring old dreams. Lou lost his seat at the mic. Victoria kept hers. Now, whether they'd get along on any given day was a coin toss, weighted heavily toward bad.
Oh, sorry, Victoria, Lou.
Stokes?
You really gotta push on these doors to open them. They get stuck so much. Sorry if I hit you.
It's fine.
I guess today's one of your cleaning days, huh?
Sure is.
Thought you worked weekends.
Yeah, but there was that party last night.
Right.
Stokes is the 20-something part-time janitor that shows up for a few hours a day to take out the trash, clean the bathrooms, and do anything else that needs done for the cleanliness of WMRS. They probably don't get paid too well, which is reflected in the baggy, thrifted clothes they wore. Not to mention the ancient rag that hung out of their left pocket.
Say, have either of you been downstairs lately? I'm missing a chlorine bottle I normally use to clean the bathrooms.
Nope.
No.
I'll check in with Marjorie then. Sometimes she cleans the break room and bathrooms on the days I'm not here. Were there any crazy things that happened at the party last night that Marjorie would have had cleaned?
I don't know.
Oh, you weren't there?
Oh, I was.
Oh.
This place is a rotting corpse, Stokes. Everywhere needs to be cleaned.
Okay. Well, you two have a good show.
Lou stamped out his cigarette and hauled the door open with a grunt. His steady, tired footsteps echoed down the halls, heading somewhere he didn't much want to be. Outside, Stokes shuffled by, swapping out the garbage with the kind of quiet efficiency that kept them invisible. Victoria didn't stick around. She veered off toward Marjorie's office, her heels clicking like a clock winding down.
Frankie? Marjorie, we need to talk.
Marjorie was the station manager, and she did her best to look it. Muted grays, business casual, hair up in a bun.
You're not who I was expecting. What do you want?
Why? Did you think it'd be Frankie?
You've been chatting all morning. What do you want?
I should have my own show again. And I should be paid more. I've been at the station for 20 years. That's longer than you've been the manager here.
No.
Why not?
Because we don't have it in the budget. And you don't deserve it.
Give me a real answer, Marge.
Don't call me Marge, Vicky.
Don't call me Vicky, then.
What's your damage? You're normally a menopausal mess, but something's worse today. Whatever it is, fix your attitude.
Or what? You'll fire me?
Fine. You want to know why you don't deserve more money? Why you don't deserve more time on air? Because you're horrible. Terrible. If we didn't have someone on staff to curate the music, this radio station would have gone under a decade ago. Nobody likes random Russian techno music. Nobody listens to 1940s war music anymore. And, newsflash, the only thing worse than doo-wop is Brazilian bean-packing music, both of which you play. Lou might love your music choices, but Lou is older than the dirt under the ground. And it's not just the music, Victoria. Ever since that drama went down with your daughter Clara a few years ago, your personality has sapped away. You're dry, you're empty, you're hateful and spiteful. And the listeners can hear it. We almost went under when you were the primary DJ, but at least now with Ricky, we've got the slightest bit of a chance, even if his content is mediocre at best. What we need now is something revolutionary to happen. God forbid somebody dies on air. Or somebody gives us $1 million. Or everyone suddenly likes oldies music again because Chapel Roan sang a Sinatra song. It doesn't matter. We just need people to listen because your dry personality and Ricky's naive innocence isn't enough to keep ad revenue coming in or the people of Madison listening. If anyone deserves anything, it's me. I've been working my tail off ever since I took over this position a decade ago. It's because of me that you even have a job to come to every day.
Jeez, sorry I said anything.
This station is falling apart. A homeless man threw a rock through the break room window this morning. We don't have the money to repair it. The men's bathroom has had its stalls out of commission for 5 months. We have an average listener count of 1,000 people, and that's only during peak times. We're not getting enough ad revenue to pay for a full-time janitor, which this place desperately needs. And Lou is still mixing and mastering commercials using Adobe Audition 2008. Because we can't afford the subscription.
I get it.
Mad One Radio is blowing right past us now. If we want Wagnall's radio to stay up and running, we have to do something.
I know, you said that.
Well, do you have any ideas? This is your chance to prove yourself and get your own show again.
I don't get paid to give you ideas. But if you wanted me to, you could start by giving me a raise.
Out of my office. I'm going to grab some water from the break room. I need a break. A break from you, from this station. So unless you can whip out any miracles, get out.
So, this is where the story splits up. Victoria went toward the booth and ran into Frankie, the station archivist and self-proclaimed historian. And while those two traded words, Marjorie went to the break room.
Is it too much to ask to fill up the Brita every once in a while? Henry, I miss you so much, my love. It's days like this where I wish I could just come home to you. I wish I was like you. I wish I could paint like you. But I'm not artsy. That's not what I do best. I was always better with numbers. I filed our taxes, worked in sales, management, and every time I came home from a long day, you were always there for me. You'd talk me through things. You'd help me deal with my stress. But what do I do now? How do I solve this problem? I wish I could paint it away.
Miss Marjorie, were you just talking to your water? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Miss Marjorie. I didn't mean to.
My knee! Oh, my knee!
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Do you need a doctor or should I take you to the hospital?
That's going to leave a bruise. What do you want, Stokes?
Well, I know that sometimes you clean when I'm not here, and sometimes you use some of the cleaning equipment, and since you're in charge of this station, you're here more than me, and since I
What, Stokes?
I was missing a chlorine bottle, and I just found it in the trash can outside. Did you use it to clean the windows or something?
Yes, Stokes. Last night at the party. Is that all?
No. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any cleaning supplies or anything.
You're not. Is that all?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go downstairs now.
So, we know Stokes went downstairs to grab more cleaning supplies. Marjorie then returned to her office. While all that was happening, Frankie and Victoria chatted in the hallway.
That's what I'm saying, Victoria. Those old shows that were really popular back in the day, they're not working anymore.
Frankie was the station historian. I remember his glasses were bigger than his whole head.
So what? People have heard them before. They already know what's going to happen next, and they're no longer timely. Playing a live reaction of 9/11 worked in 2001. It worked in 2008 for the Remembrance Day, but people don't want to hear the exact same recordings on every day of the year.
I don't get it. It's always worked in the past. People love old music, old drama, old interviews.
Not anymore. You interviewed Obama in 2011. We've aired that interview 32 times since then. That interview alone has been played a minimum of twice a year.
So?
Victoria, I'm a historian. I document important events at the radio station, historic moments, unique broadcasts. But we haven't had a unique broadcast since the announcement that the COVID lockdown was lifted. That's nearly 5 years ago, Victoria.
So what do you want me to do about it?
I'm just saying that maybe you should try and find something to keep your audience's attention.
Don't you think I'm trying? Don't you think I feel the stress that you, Marjorie, and Lou are shoving down my throat? Don't you think I'm looking for something to keep me relevant? To keep me from fading into the background?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
You think because you're so smart that you have all the answers. But there's a reason your office is in the basement.
Unless something big happens at this radio station, you, me, Ricky, and everyone else will be out of a job.
I'm trying to find something big.
Legacy. Something that leaves a legacy. People know Orson Welles, Frank Sinatra, because even though they've been dead for quite a while, they left a legacy. If you died today, what would you leave? Rude bitch.
Victoria.
Screw off, Ricky. I don't want to talk to Mr. Perfect right now.
Victoria went to the radio booth while Ricky, who had just finished his show, continued his way down the fluorescent hallway.
Frankie?
Go away.
Frankie, can I talk to you?
Ricky. He was probably a heartthrob back in high school and college, but now that he graduated, his good-naturedness only made the pessimistic people of WMRS angry. Headphones, slicked-back hair, slightly mismatched outfits. Ricky sure was memorable.
What do you want, Ricky? Can't you see I'm busy?
Hey, it's all right. I've got some tissues. Do you need them?
Thanks, Ricky.
Don't mention it. I know Victoria can be a handful sometimes, but it makes sense. She's estranged from her daughter. She's approaching the end of her career. Her husband left her 20-something years ago. She's got a lot to worry about. And so do you. Are you okay? How's your brother?
Ricky.
It's okay. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. I just want to check in on you, make sure your mental health is all right.
I'm doing all right. My brother started chemo the other day, and so I'm hopeful. But that first bill is going to come in, and I just know insurance won't cover it. Mom is getting really stressed about it. He's 25, just 5 months from getting kicked off the insurance, and with how sick he's been this past year or so, it's not a surprise he doesn't have a job. Nobody wants to hire an employee that might die on them, let alone him having enough energy to even work. It's tough, Ricky. It's real tough. But I'll be all right.
You know, it's okay to say that you're not doing okay. You've got a lot of stress at work and at home.
I'm not doing okay, Ricky. I'm not doing okay. I need more. More time to spend with him, more peace for Mom, more money for his insurance, more energy to deal with this and work at the same time.
You're brave, Frankie. You're gonna make it through.
But will he?
Clara, how's...
Ricky, are you manipulating innocent people again?
I'm not manipulating.
Sure you're not. How does your mail order bride treating you in my house?
She's Mexican. I didn't order
Shut
her
up,
on...
Ricky. No one wants to hear your lies.
Why are you here, Clara?
Maybe I should go.
No, you're staying. Ricky, you can buzz off.
But...
Go away, Ricky. Go waste someone else's life.
Fine.
That was rude, Clara.
Yeah, well, he deserves it.
Why? I mean, I know you two broke up, but I didn't know it was that messy.
This guy. So we dated for 5 years. He proposed. I said yes. And when Dad died, the money didn't go to Mom. It went to me and Ricky. So we bought a house and put it in his name, because he had the better credit. Then once that slimy little flea got everything he wanted, he broke up with me. I got kicked out because the deed was only in his name, and he stole all my dad's life insurance. That house is mine. That money is mine.
That's right. Victoria is your mom, right?
Right.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but I don't think Ricky meant to do anything mean by it. He seems like a genuine guy.
He's the only genuine evil I've ever met. The true devil incarnate. He ropes you in with his good looks, his wise and welcoming words, then leaves you with nothing.
I'm really sorry you went through that. Maybe he's just a different person at work because he's the only one that's ever nice to me.
Never, ever get close to him.
Why did you stop by? Who are you looking for?
Victoria, Mom, we have to talk.
Oh, I think she went to her studio to get ready for her show.
Frankie went through the break room to return to his desk downstairs, while Clara prepared herself to face her mother, Victoria.
You are strong, you are powerful, you're good, you've got this.
But Marjorie just left her office.
Clara, just the woman I wanted to see.
Marjorie?
That's me.
Why were you looking for me?
I've been thinking a lot about saving the studio. You're into that true crime stuff, right?
Yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
How would you feel if I contracted you to do a radio show about true crime? Once a week or so? Maybe like $35 an hour? 1 hour of research, 1 hour of radio time?
Well, that sounds cool, but I don't know how to work the radio station.
Don't worry about that. Lou can control everything. All you'd have to do is make it interesting.
I think I'd be able to do that. Are there any specific crimes or something I shouldn't talk about? And isn't there a radio certification or something to allow you to be on the air?
Don't worry about any of that. The FCC won't know anything. You can talk about whatever you want, but just keep it PG-13, all right?
All right.
I was thinking you could start with one of the cases in Madison. Maybe follow the Madison Maimer from a few years ago, or this Aberhart farm case.
Sounds interesting enough. I could do that. Yeah, I'd have to do some research. When do you want me to start?
As soon as possible. The station numbers have been getting worse and worse. I think you'd be able to bring a spark that we're missing right now.
And I wouldn't have to work with my mom.
I'll make sure you and Victoria are in time slots that are far apart.
All right, I'm in.
I pulled up just before 3. First time I'd ever laid eyes on WMRS in the flesh. Growing up on Pa's farm, the station was gospel. I guess I pictured something a little grander. What I found looked more like a tombstone. I slammed the door on my sedan and picked my way across the parking lot, dodging the minefield of potholes. The door's stuck. Maybe I just need to pull harder? Hello? Hello? I'm here for an interview?
Would you shut up? We're live here.
Sorry. So I started walking down the hallway. First thing I noticed about the WMRS building is that it was ancient. The thing looked to have been built in the 40s. The place smelled like mildew and memories. Each step on the carpet sank like a bad promise. The walls are an aching, empty beige, illuminated by the deathless stare of the pale, white lights ahead. Ahead of me, a door opens. I can see the sign clearly states Marjorie Lane.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know you were walking through.
Hi. I was supposed to be interviewed today by Victoria Hallie.
Who are you?
Detective Calwin with the MPD. I solved that pretty famous homicide from a couple weeks ago. The one where a woman strangled her boyfriend and threw him into the Penobscot.
Oh, yeah, right. Follow me. I'll take you to the studio.
What about me?
You're good to go.
Thanks.
This is our sound guy, Lou Bennett. He's been working here for over 20 years.
How you doing?
In the booth right through that soundproof glass is Ricky Ashcroft, our latest addition to the team. He's just wiping down the equipment. He's pretty ornery about cleanliness. And this...
Victoria Hallie. I'll be interviewing you today. Nice to finally meet you, Detective Calwin. That casework you did with the Penobscot strangling was brilliant.
Thanks.
All right, I'm going to leave the two of you to chat then. I'll be in my office. Nice meeting you, Detective.
And you.
Hold the door. I'll be right back.
Oh, hey, you're here. Detective Calwin, I was following your case nose to the grindstone. Big fan of some of your work. You're keeping Madison safe. Thank you so much for responding to my email.
It really is my pleasure. I grew up on a farm just off the Tomlin Highway. Pretty remote, and almost the only thing we could get on the radio was WMRS. Sometimes we got Mad 1, but that's if we were on the truck heading into town. Just kind of grew up in love with the oldies music you played on there.
Well, hey, that's great to hear. Glad we've got a fan here. Good to know your friendly neighborhood radio station has such a positive impact on people.
So, am I supposed to answer any questions or do anything beforehand, or are you just going to ask me on air?
Would you be uncomfortable if we just asked them on air?
No, that'd be perfectly fine. I've seen enough on the job that nothing surprises me anymore.
Got everyone some water. This one's for you, Detective. Victoria.
Did you get some for me?
I thought you still had some in the booth.
Nah, I just ran out. It's all right. I'll go grab some myself.
All right, you two. Are you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be, Detective.
I sure am.
Well, these are your headphones. You'll want to keep the microphone about a hang loose from your mouth. And try not to talk directly into it. We'll get plosives, and we'll hear your breath if you do. The headphones will have everyone else's voice, but they're pretty sound dampening, so you won't hear yourself too well. Just try not to yell.
Got it.
All right. We'll play one more song, and we'll wait for Ricky to come back.
No need to stress or worry about anything. I'll start off by introducing the show, and from there I'll talk a little bit about the case. Then I'll tease your interview, and we'll play some music. And then when the music is done, we'll be on the air.
All makes sense.
Any other questions?
Nope.
All right. I got my water and I'm good to go. Ready?
Well, song's over in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
That classic 1977 hit was Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. You are listening to WMRS on the air. I'm Victoria Halley, your host with a face for radio, and I'm joined by my co-host, Ricky Ashcroft. Today, we'll be interviewing local sleuth and crime solver, Detective Calwin of the Madison Police Department. You might recognize that name as the head detective of the Penobscot strangling case that was in trial just a few weeks ago.
Here's just the facts. Mr. Ampersand arrived home after a 12-hour shift and began packing his stuff. Just a few minutes later, Miss Valorum arrived to find Mr. Ampersand with boxes of his things in hand, along with a briefcase that was later determined to be full of money. Thinking he was leaving for good this time, she grabbed the electrical cord of a nearby lamp and wrapped it around his neck. She pulled till he turned blue. And after realizing what she'd done, she loaded his body in a truck, drove a few minutes down the road, and dropped him into the Penobscot. That all sound about right, Detective?
Sure does.
That voice you just heard was Detective Calwin, and we'll be interviewing him right after these few songs.
And we're out. You've got 13 and a half minutes before all the songs finish playing.
How are you feeling?
That was pretty efficient. It's cool to get to see all of this in person. To get to hear it all live.
Got anyone listening to you this afternoon? Any friends, family?
Yeah, my 75-year-old mom is sitting in front of her fireplace right now and listening. She sent me a text just before we started.
Cool.
And I got a couple friends who were hanging out at the station and listening. The rest of the break was broken up by some small talk, but most of it wasn't too important. Asking about any pets, hobbies, enjoyment. Just your typical conversation starters.
You just heard the police, Chuck Berry, and Marty Robbins, in that order. And hey, if you're just now tuning in to WMRS, thanks for stopping by. You're just in time to hear our interview with Detective Calwin from the Penobscot strangling case. Detective Calwin might be a familiar face for a lot of you. He worked over the west end of Madison and spent a lot of his patrol days stopping by Madison U campus.
Good thing the detective wasn't in the force when I was in college, or I might have been arrested for some light drinking.
Well, we normally go after the people shooting up heroin in the bathrooms or slashing the tires of their professors.
That sounds like a high school thing to do. Are college students really doing that?
You ever met an 18-year-old who has just gotten their first taste of freedom? They do a ridiculous amount of crazy things.
Detective, I'd love to ask you about the Penobscot strangling case. Tell me, how are the cases assigned?
Homicide Review takes a crack at it. They'll sift through the paperwork, then pass it up the chain until the sergeant drops it on some detective's desk. As a cop, I specialized in handling those under the influence. And judging by the house itself, it was likely that Miss Valorum was heavily influenced by a chemical substance of some sort. One neighbor said she clipped a mailbox. Another said she tore through his yard like a speedway. Allegedly, Miss Valorum was physically abusive. So, after a long day of work, Mr. Ampersand decided to vacate the premises for his own personal reasons.
What happened next?
Well, Miss Valorum strangled Mr. Ampersand using an electrical cord she pulled from the wall. He tried to fight, but he was too small. She wasn't. When Miss Valorum was finished, she dragged his body out to her scrapper and drove a few minutes down the road to the edge of the Penobscot River. She waded out further with his body, then let the current swallow him. Mr. Ampersand was found the next morning downstream just past the pier.
What goes through your mind when a murder like this happens?
It's all just unfortunate. Maybe if they just talked, we'd be looking at a messy breakup instead of a body bag. But I think she was just too afraid to be alone. That she needed to have someone there with her. Some folks don't fear death as much as they fear an empty room. Of course, I'm drifting into speculation now. Motives are smoke until the fire's found. When I get cases like this, I start by pulling at the threads, pasts, patterns, the weight people carry. Miss Valorum grew up in the kind of house where love came with bruises. Bullied young, battered later. And too often that's how the cycle keeps spinning. Ampersand? He wasn't much different. Quiet man, scarred by his own ghosts. Maybe that's what pulled them together. Two people who figured they didn't deserve better. Maybe she clung too tight, maybe he ran too late. We found some of Miss Valorum's things packed into Ampersand's boxes. Looks like he was making a quiet exit. Maybe trying to sell off her stuff. Maybe trying to scrape together enough cash to buy a little distance. Whatever he was chasing, he didn't get far. And that's the cruel part of it. Greed. Loneliness. Survival. Sometimes they all wear the same face.
Now, I could be hearing this wrong, but it sounds almost like Miss Valorum let fear overwhelm her.
I'm not sure it's fear, Ricky. This is just speculation too, Detective. But I think that maybe it's greed.
Greed?
Well, what makes a man want to leave? When you take and take and take, but never give? I think she just kept taking from him. His money, his home, his everything, to the point where the line between hers and his wasn't visible.
Do you think you're, projecting a bit here, Victoria?
Greed's a slow poison. It never stops at the guilty. It seeps, it spreads, until it stains the innocent too. Maybe she just kept taking. Maybe she didn't. Either way, the silence is hers to break.
Hey, you can't go in there right now. They're live.
You might hear a low bassy pounding, folks. Well, that's someone knocking on our radio booth's door right now.
They're live.
Victoria, we need to talk now.
What are you...
Whatever you need to say, you can say it later. The mics are hot. Everyone in the greater Madison area can hear you.
Well, folks, looks like now might be...
I just wanted to say that money was never going to be yours, no matter how much you wanted it, because you divorced him 20 years ago. But I'm his kid, his next in line.
Clara, now isn't the time.
Clara, you can talk after the show. No need for it to be done right now.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do, Ricky.
Hello?
I was listening to the radio from my office and I hear a bunch of commotion. What is happening here?
I don't know. She just barged in.
What is going on here? Clara, this is not professional. Do you want to be fired from your new job before you even start?
New job?
Everyone, out of the booth.
You've given her a job at the station? You're gonna replace me, aren't you?
They can hear you.
You're not getting replaced.
Of course you'd say that. If I didn't, I could sue you.
Cut the broadcast.
That would be dead air.
Cut the broadcast.
Everyone, out of the booth.
Ricky, you're sweating.
It's hot in here.
Are you feeling all right?
I'm all right. It's just anxiety.
You really hired her? That's what this is? You're handing my mic to the girl who couldn't hold down a library internship? She works at some retail store on the floor.
That's not what's happening here, and you know it. You're overreacting.
You need to give me everything you two shared, because I don't have his money.
And whose fault is that?
Ladies, please. If it's about the money, I'll fix it. I'll fix everything. I'll sell the house. I'll give you back to Buddy. I'll be okay.
He was my husband. Everything he left in my home is now mine, not yours. Especially not yours because he's dead now.
You don't even want it.
Ricky, are you all right?
It's getting really hot in this room.
Ricky, you're not making any sense.
Oh my god. Well, maybe this could be a good thing.
Shut up, Frankie.
Am I wrong?
This is going to tank us, Frankie. This is so unprofessional.
Everyone needs to calm down and exit the room. I think something might be happening with Ricky.
Ricky.
He's being overly dramatic.
I used to love the guy. He does stuff like this all the time to get attention.
Lou, at least play a song.
We don't have any songs left.
So, play something.
All right.
This is the best radio we've had in years.
Ricky, are you okay?
I don't feel so good.
I told you, he's faking it for attention.
Ricky? Stokes, we have a mess for you to clean up. Ricky, don't you dare throw up on any of this equipment.
Cutting the mics in 5.
Don't count down.
Just do it. Cut the mics.
Okay.
Ricky?
Ricky?
Detective, what's happening?
I don't think he's faking it anymore.
Everyone stay quiet. Ricky, can you hear me?
He's not moving.
Ricky!
Check his pulse.
He's dead.
What do you mean, dead? He was just alive. He's not dead.
He's not moving, Marjorie.
But death isn't that quick,
Everyone,
right?
please back up.
We should listen to the detective.
There's no way he's dead, right?
Does anyone know of any sickness, disease, or ailment he might have been suffering from?
I need a smoke break.
No, nobody leaves this room.
Why not? You can't just stand here with a dead body.
Because until I can rule out that this isn't a murder, all of you are suspects.
All of us? But what if we didn't do anything?
I've gone through enough cases that I know you'll be all right. Now, does anyone know if he was sick or anything?
No, I don't think he was.
What was your relation to the victim?
Ricky. His name was Ricky. He's not a victim. He's right here in front of us.
Clara and Ricky dated for a number of years. They lived together and almost got married.
Besides a co-host, what is your relation to Ricky?
He was my daughter's ex.
Clara is your daughter.
Yes.
And neither of you knew of anything ailing him?
No.
No.
Does anyone else in this room know of anything Ricky might have been suffering from? Low blood pressure, cancer?
I can check his employee records to see if he marked down anything, but off the top of my head, I don't think he did.
Lou? Frankie?
No.
No.
Does anyone know if Ricky had any enemies?
Yeah, almost everyone in the station had a gripe against Ricky, except maybe Frankie and Stokes.
Who's Stokes?
Stokes is our janitor. They're a part-timer who shows up on occasion.
Is Stokes here today?
For another hour or so, yeah.
Where is Stokes?
Probably in the basement. That's where the cleaning supplies are kept. You'll find the custodial desk and the historian's desk.
A part-timer gets a desk.
We used to have a full-time custodian. We can't afford it anymore.
Aren't you a murder detective? What makes you so sure this is a murder?
From what I can tell, this man has no reason to have died. His symptoms before death were similar to the experience of being poisoned. Sweating, nausea, foaming at the mouth. His body was reacting in all the standard ways.
Doesn't mean somebody poisoned him. Could have been leaky pipes or lead from an old coffee cup.
I'm not sure that's true. You mentioned everyone had a gripe against Ricky. And from what I could tell, he was doing perfectly fine until we started the radio show. Which brings up the question, did anyone see what he's eaten today?
Do you think we just watch each other eat?
Does WMRS have cameras?
Only on the outside of the building.
Of course. You should really invest in internal cameras in case anyone breaks into the station to steal your equipment.
That's way out of our budget.
I'm going to collect all of your statements and try to stitch together a story. Everybody out nice and calm. Hang out in the other room. Victoria, let's start with you. And this concludes the recapping of the story up until now. I've stitched together all the moments of people's days that seemed relevant to the case.
Question. Why does me stopping at the gas station have any relevance to the story?
Because it put you into a bad mood. And the next voice you heard on your way in was Ricky, your up-and-coming potential replacement. I've learned in this line of work that all it takes is one bad day.
Today wasn't a bad day. At least not until now. I wouldn't want to kill Ricky. He's just a kid. If anything, it'd be Clara.
Shut up, Victoria.
That's mom to you.
You haven't been my mom for years.
Can we save the family drama for another day?
Now, have I successfully interviewed everyone?
I think we're missing Stokes. You haven't seen them yet, right?
Stokes? Ah, the part-time janitor. You're right. I forgot them. You said they'd be downstairs?
Yep.
All right. We'll all head downstairs soon enough. First, I want to ask a question.
You've been asking them all day.
Do each of you have assigned spots in the fridge? Assigned cups you drink from?
It's not necessarily assigned, but people are welcome to bring in their own cups to use and nobody else will touch them.
Did Ricky bring in a cup?
Why don't you go in the booth and look?
I got it. This isn't his cup.
Whose is it?
Mine.
This is stupid. If that's her cup and Ricky's dead, that means someone was trying to kill her, which means one of you is still a murderer.
Someone stop her! Don't let her out!
I'm afraid I can't let you leave, Marjorie.
Can't let you leave. I'm your boss. Let me go or you're fired.
Why are you in such a hurry to leave, Marjorie?
Because one of you is a killer.
And it's probably you, with how quick you're trying to get out of here.
How dare you accuse me of something so heinous?
All right, everyone, all right. Let's just calm down.
Calm? Someone was murdered right in front of us.
Maybe we can still save him. Someone call 911.
They're already on their way. But he had no pulse. He was dead.
Couldn't we have done CPR?
CPR won't do much against poison.
CPR helps restart the heart.
And then he'll wake up. Still poisoned.
We could have done something.
It's too late now. The only thing we can do for him is solve this case.
We could have saved him. We could have done CPR and saved him.
Stop with all that. There's no saving the dead.
What do we do now?
Victoria, can you lead us all to the break room? Everyone, I'd like you to stay with me. I'll have plenty more questions to ask. The break room had all the charm of a forgotten motel and the smell to match. Coffee stains bled into 40-year-old wallpaper. Bananas sagged on the table like they'd given up waiting for rescue. Time didn't move here. It rotted. The walls wore a tired coat of beige wallpaper, thin red lines running through it like bad veins. Everything about the place was stitched together from better decades. 1960s wallpaper, a 1970s fridge, a 1940s tiled floor that had seen more spills than a dockyard bar. It wasn't a break room. It was a mausoleum for things too stubborn to die.
Well, here we are, the break room. Try not to breathe in the air for too long.
Is this where you normally keep the cups?
Yep.
Empty as a zombie's coffin. Is there anywhere else the cups are kept?
Nope.
Odds are the last lonely cup in this mausoleum of a break room belonged to Victoria.
Which I would have used if I hadn't stopped for Red Bull, meaning I could have been Ricky.
We wouldn't have been so blessed.
I did notice this morning when I was making coffee that the only cups left were mine and Victoria's. Ricky's isn't here.
Where do you keep dirty cups?
We hand wash them or bring them home and wash them there. We don't exactly have money for
A dishwasher. I got it. You don't need to complain about your finances every time you don't have something.
Well, then just assume we're poor and don't have what you're about to ask.
So, we know that the final cups left were Lou's and Victoria's, meaning that the perpetrator was either going to poison Victoria or knew Ricky's cup wasn't here and assumed Ricky would use this cup.
So, you're thinking that they could have still meant to kill Ricky, even if it was Victoria's cup?
Precisely.
Well, what poison would they have used? Don't you typically have to mix in the poison with the drink, not the drink with the poison?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Well, for a murder detective, you're not very good at getting answers.
Unless the killer steps forward with a halo and handcuffs, I've got to dig through the stories until I find the truth. Come in.
Detective Cowan,
Ah, Sergeant Thatcher.
I assume you've started investigating.
Yes, sir.
Do you want this case?
Yes, sir.
You're not too close?
No, sir.
All right. It's yours. Would you mind stepping outside with me and talking for a moment?
Are there any exits from the building through the break room?
Not if you're blocking that door to the hallway.
Excellent. Please stay here.
What do you know?
We know the victim's name is Ricky Ashcroft, in perfect health. Everyone here has a grudge against him. He died on air roughly an hour ago. Seems like the cause of death is poison. He drank from Victoria's cup and died shortly afterward. Still trying to determine whether or not the killer was intending to kill Ricky or Victoria.
Any leads?
They all seem suspicious.
Any leads on who might want to kill Victoria?
No. Similarly, they all seem suspicious.
Are you certain the killer is in the group?
I feel it in my gut.
Well, good work so far, Detective. Here's what we found. Paramedics arrived and confirmed the time of death. They were unable to resuscitate Ricky. It appears as though the cause of death is poison. There's trace liquid still left in his cup, so we're sending it back to the lab for further examination. We don't know exactly what it was yet, but it smelled like a swimming pool in there.
You stuck your nose in a poisoned coffee mug and smelled it.
Not quite as gracefully as you put it, but yes.
So, you think it was chlorine poisoning?
Yes.
That would explain the time frame. His body reaction. All of this confirms my suspicions. But if it's chlorine, he'd need a pretty high dose to kill him that quick.
Well, Detective, if you need backup, let me know. We'll be in the building and ensure the perimeter is secure.
Thanks, Sergeant Thatcher.
Ricky, murdered. Such a weird thing. Which one of you wanted to kill him?
Which one of us? How can you be so sure it's not Stokes?
That's a stupid question. Stokes wouldn't hurt a fly. And besides, Stokes barely knows Ricky.
Frankie and Ricky were talking in the hallway earlier. What were you talking about?
That's none of your business.
That's absolutely our business. He's dead. Maybe he said something to you that made you want to kill him.
Look at me. Do I look like a person who could kill another?
Well,
Don't answer that.
This is going to do numbers for the station, though.
What?
A murder. Right here in WMRS. I mean, our shows following murder trials in Madison always do well, but now we have our own.
Someone's dead, Marjorie.
Doesn't mean that we can't capitalize off their death.
Despicable.
what is wrong with you?
You want to be able to retire from here, right, Lou? You want more money, right, Victoria? I'm sure Frankie wouldn't mind staying full-time, right? Or what would happen if I had to let Stokes go and all of you started having to clean up after yourselves? It sucks Ricky died, but at the very least we can use this as an excuse to get more money for the station. We can turn this from a bad thing to a good thing. It's what he would have wanted.
What he would have wanted? What would you know of what he would have wanted? You didn't live with him. You didn't almost marry him. I knew Ricky better than anyone else in this room. This isn't what he would have wanted. He would have wanted all of us to...
To what?
To stop blaming each other and move on.
You're right. Maybe we should stop pointing fingers and just help the detective. Whoever did it, just fess up now and we can go on with our lives. Come on. The workday is almost over. We've been on dead air for over an hour now. Everyone's tired and we want to go home.
Shit, my cat! I gotta call my neighbor and make sure my cat gets fed.
Pets, kids, everyone has something to go back to. So just fess up, all right? Doesn't even matter why you killed Ricky. Heck, if it's an accident, I'm sure it won't be a problem, right? You'll get let off easy, especially if you confess.
Anyone? I didn't think so. The police have the building surrounded. They've determined the cause of death and said they found fingerprints on the cup that weren't his. They're analyzing them right now. In a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, we'll know exactly who did it. So, might as well fess up now so you can get off the hook easily.
That's not how fingerprints work.
What?
Fingerprints, the cause of death. All of that takes hours, sometimes days to determine. There's no way you already know.
You sure about that?
Quite sure.
True crime fan.
I just know a lot about a lot of different things is all. Most of it is useless stuff. Just the way I am, I know things.
What are you doing?
Does your refrigerator have a built-in water dispenser?
No, we've got a Brita in the fridge.
Something wrong with the water? We all drank the water today.
Let's head to the basement. A rattling chorus of painted stairs scream in a loud cacophony as this bumbling group traverse downward. The basement is unfinished, unsurprisingly. The ground is a hard, cool cement. Wooden frames stand throughout the floor plan, mimicking what the place might once look like if it were in the budget to complete it. On the far side of the room is a station filled with janitorial supplies and a small 2007-looking computer. Closer to where we were entering was another desk with various tapes and papers strewn atop. Perched at the desk was an unsuspecting Stokes.
Oh my, hello. There's a lot of you who came down here to visit me. Actually, all of you came to visit me.
Hi, Stokes.
Oh, hi, Frankie.
Stokes, we have some terrible news.
Oh, no. He died, didn't he?
How did you know?
He's been fighting cancer for a long time now. I mean, we all knew it was a matter of time, but I was hoping that I just had another day or two to spend with him.
He was dying from cancer?
Yeah. It was pretty awful. It's been a long process, but it was really only Mom and I who knew. His friends went off to live their lives, and he was already out of college. All that was left was to leave his job, which he did.
What? I mean, yeah, he left his job.
It was unbearable for him. It eventually got to the point that all he wanted to do was work. He said it would make him feel useful. I'm gonna miss you, Tyler.
Tyler?
My brother. That's why you all came down here, right? My parents called the office and let you know, and you all were coming down for condolences, right?
Your brother's fine, Stokes. Hell, I didn't even know you had a brother. No, Ricky died.
What? Ricky died? When? How?
Ricky's been dead just over an hour. Long enough for the guilt to settle, but not long enough for anyone to admit they had murder on the mind. Chlorine. From your cleaning supplies.
Chlorine? Oh, God, that's a horrible way to go. I don't know. Is he... Well, what are you going to do with the body? Did you call the cops?
Cops are upstairs with the body. I'm on detective duty now.
But since we think it's chlorine...
Well, where would he have gotten chlorine? Oh my God, do you think it's a murder? Did someone kill Ricky?
You're a little slow to all this, Stokes.
Sorry.
This wasn't an accident. It was choreography. Someone wanted Ricky gone. Or Victoria.
Victoria?
Ricky drank from my cup.
Stokes, did you kill Ricky?
What? No. No, I'd never do something so awful. I would never kill Ricky.
Oh, please. It's obvious you killed Ricky. You're the only person with access to the cleaning supplies. You had to have killed him. The question is how or why.
I didn't kill him! But I did find an empty bottle of chlorine in the trash can this morning. It was the outside trash can. Maybe someone was trying to hide the evidence?
That would make sense. Stokes, do you have any other cleaning supplies that went missing?
No.
Do you know when it went missing?
Well, when I was here last Thursday, I had all my supplies, which means sometime over the course of Friday. It happened since today's Saturday, and
Who has access to your janitorial desk?
Marjorie. But really, anybody could have come down here at any point. The basement is always unlocked, and my stuff is always right there.
You really need to invest in security.
I said it once, I'll say it again. We don't have the money.
Well, Detective, it seems as though we might have reached a dead end.
That means it was Lou.
What, me?
What do you know of dead ends? That might have been the evidence the detective needed to blame it all on you.
Are you kidding me? What about that would get it blamed on me?
Well, it's a pretty cut and dry story, isn't it? Lou, you resented Ricky for his talent. You hated that he got airtime instead of you. That the guy you started mentoring 2 years ago has changed his style to be more like the mainstream. Ricky plays music you don't like. Ricky talks about things you don't like. Ricky's everything you're not. He's young, handsome, outgoing, and charming. And you're old, washed up, and forgotten. And coming into work every day has made you angrier and angrier about that fact until one day, that is today, you decided to kill him. You snuck downstairs early in the morning before Stokes arrived, grabbed a bottle of chlorine, and filled up the water tank with it. Then you accidentally put the chlorine bottle in your backpack. Worked with Ricky for a few hours, then went outside on your smoke break. You realized you had the chlorine in your backpack and tossed it in the trash can just as Victoria arrived in the parking lot. Then you played it cool the rest of the day until you went to go get everyone water. Knowing it was poisoned, you got water from the tap. And knowing that the only cup left was Victoria's, you intentionally didn't get Ricky a cup of water. That way, he'd have to come back, grab the last empty cup, and fill it up with chlorine from the fridge.
That's a pretty hefty accusation, but you've got it all wrong. We already know who the killer is. Victoria.
Me?
Oh, please, it's obviously you, Lou.
Enlighten me. How did I kill someone when I obviously didn't?
The detective said it earlier. You came to work in a horrible mood this morning. The gas station put you in a bad mood. Then listening to Ricky made it worse. You showed up and you were immediately hostile to me. And by that point, you were already done with the day. But then you went to Marjorie, who declined to give you more money. So you got angry, grabbed a chlorine bottle off of Stokes' cart, filled up the Brita, and threw it away where Stokes would find it. The reason you didn't use your cup today is because you wanted it to seem like someone was trying to kill you. It was a red herring to make you seem more innocent.
Oh, really? Well, what if someone was trying to kill me?
Detective, can I talk to you?
Sure.
Nobody cares enough about you to kill you.
Wrong. We know exactly who it was. It was Clara.
What? Me?
Easily. You hate me with every ounce of your fiber. You think I'm a terrible mother. You think I betrayed you, and then I kicked you out to leave you on the streets. You think I convinced Ricky to break up with you. Need I go on? Remember, Clara was at the station earlier in the day, and it's not like it's the first time she's been here. She could have easily gone downstairs, filled up the Brita with the chlorine, threw it outside, and left. They say a killer always returns to the scene of the crime, so that must mean that Clara was returning to ensure I was poisoned. Little did she know I wouldn't be drinking from my cup today, that instead it would be Ricky. But instead of feeling guilt about it and confessing, she decided that accidentally killing Ricky wasn't the worst thing in the world. After all, he did take the house and leave her with nothing.
You're a horrible mother.
You're a horrible child.
Just because you're dead to me doesn't mean I want you dead. Because besides, it's obvious who the killer is. It's Frankie.
Me?
Quiet little Frankie. Frankie who's always been obsessed with numbers. Who's always been obsessed with the history of radio. And what would be groundbreaking history? Death. Live on air. Frankie came in early. And since he worked in the basement, access to the janitorial cart for the chlorine was easy to get. So he went upstairs and filled the Brita with chlorine. Then he went outside and threw the bottle away. It didn't matter who drank the chlorinated water and died, whether it was Ricky or Victoria. What mattered was that the death happened. That way he'd have the history right in the palm of his hands.
I don't want to kill people.
And playing this innocent, shy act won't save you. I know behind all of that, you're a cold-blooded killer.
I think you've got me all wrong.
Everyone stop with the accusations. Stokes and I just had a little conversation. You almost got away with it. Everyone here is a plausible suspect, but you weren't intending on Stokes being here just a little earlier than they normally are. You have one last chance to fess up. The charges will be lighter if you do.
This again? Really?
No? All right. Sergeant Thatcher, Please send backup downstairs. I know who the killer is, and I have the evidence.
All right, Detective. Who did it?
The murderer is...
She's running! Someone, stop her!
She won't get up the stairs. We've got 2 armed officers standing in the break room, waiting for anyone to attempt to escape.
Damn it!
Told you so.
Marjorie.
How did you do it? How did you figure out it was me? I watched all my tracks. I made sure of it. Made sure nothing would go wrong. Where did you see me, Stokes? How did you know it was me?
That's a confession right there.
We, didn't.
I never saw you, Marjorie.
You. Butt munch.
Frankie was the killer.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I really am so sorry. I didn't want to kill anyone. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was a bad idea. I really did. Think of the history of the show, of the station. A death could have brought so much to this place. I just wanted to make something meaningful.
You both did it?
Yeah.
No, it was all Frankie.
Straight as up, Marjorie. Just stop fighting. We're caught.
No, we were so close.
Frankie, would you care to explain what happened?
Not without a lawyer.
Yeah, I'll explain it.
Don't. They can't pin anything on us right now.
Marjorie, stop. A few weeks ago, Marjorie came to me to talk about numbers. She was hoping I might know something that might help bring in more listeners, more ad revenue, anything to keep WMRS afloat. So we sat down and talked. I talked about the top podcasts right now, that a lot of them are interview podcasts, but the podcasts going viral tend to be true crime. That a massive percentage of the population listened to Serial a decade ago and just kept listening to each true crime show they could. Eventually, Marjorie started asking about any court cases or murders happening. But there wasn't much besides the Penobscot strangling, which had just happened, and the Aberhart farm murders, which just happened. We tried our new plan by approaching Ricky and having him follow the case on his radio show, but it didn't seem to work. I guess it was probably because a lot of our listeners had already stopped, so we weren't going to get much word of mouth. That's when Marjorie came up with the idea.
What if someone died here at WMRS? People would hear about it in the papers, would hear about it on TV or podcasts, and then they'd tune into the radio station when they hear a DJ talking about it. But who would be the DJ?
Maybe Victoria, Ricky, or Lou.
Or we could hire a new person on. We could hire Clara.
Clara?
It makes perfect sense. She's always been into true crime. She knows how to solve things. She'd be able to find a lead, pin the case on someone else for us, all the while bringing listeners back to the station.
But who has to die? Victoria? To make it a tragic story about a daughter trying to solve the suspicious murder of her mother?
No, that story's been told before. No, it should be Ricky.
Ricky?
Right? Doesn't it make sense? Her ex-fiancé who ran off and took everything she owned suddenly dies. The up-and-coming DJ with a whole lifetime of potential experience dies suddenly in the early hours of his career. It'd make everyone a suspect.
Even us.
And Clara herself. So now the show isn't just a murder mystery, isn't just solving the case, it's proving she's innocent.
That's brilliant. I'd tune in to hear that.
Exactly.
And next we needed to come up with a plan. How would we kill Ricky? It couldn't be in cold blood. It needed to be slow, mysterious. And that's how we decided upon the chlorine. Chlorine poisoning can take an hour or more once ingested in high amounts to kill someone. So Marjorie sent an email to all of the staff members except Ricky to inform them that the Brita filter needed replacing and to instead drink from the tap. Last night at the office party, Marjorie went downstairs to grab the cleaning supplies to clean the bathrooms. While everyone left the party and started going home, she replaced the water in the Brita with chlorine. By that point, I was starting to get nervous. Could we really kill someone? So I confronted Marjorie.
What do you mean you're backing out?
We can't do this. It was a good idea, but we can't actually kill someone over this. He's innocent.
This station is $10,000 in debt, Frankie. If we don't do this, all of us are dead. We'll be out of a job. You know how hard it is to find a job, let alone one that pays well enough in this economy.
I don't want to do this.
Fine. We don't have to. I'll pour out the chlorine and clean it. Then I'll fill it up with water again.
Promise?
I promise.
Can you do it right now so I can see?
Sure.
And so she did. Poured it out into the sink right in front of me. I thought it was over, that I'd come to work today and nothing would happen, that it was just a done deal. After all, I saw her dump it out.
And you were right. I did dump it out, Frankie. I dumped out the water inside. And when you left, I took the bottle of chlorine and filled it up, then put it back in the fridge.
When I got the email this morning, I just assumed that Marjorie had scheduled the email to go the previous day and had completely forgotten to stop it from sending. Of course, Ricky didn't get an email, so he filled up Victoria's mug in the morning with the chlorinated water. He sipped it all day, eventually ran out, and went back for more, and by that point, he'd ingested so much that he wasn't going to survive much longer. When I talked to him early in their day, he seemed normal. He was being kind and giving me life advice as usual. But it wasn't until he actually died that I realized Marjorie had lied to me.
So, why didn't you confess earlier?
My thoughts and actions got someone killed. I've been trying to deal with that all day. The fact that I'm a killer. I got so obsessed with more of the radio station, more history, more of what this place could be.
It's all on me. Frankie didn't do anything. He came up with the idea, but I killed Ricky. I killed him so we could get more viewers, so we could get more money, so we could live comfortable lives.
Marjorie Lane, you are under arrest for the murder of Ricky Ashcroft. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you do not have or cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you.
Yeah, I know my rights.
Frankie Dumont, you are under arrest for the aiding and abetting the murder of Ricky Ashcroft.
I'm sorry, everyone. I was just trying to think of all of us, to give us all a chance to make it like the good old days, like when Lou and Victoria had just started, back when people wanted to listen to us. But I didn't ever want him to actually die.
So you never intended to kill me?
No.
Frankie did nothing wrong. He tried to back out. He didn't want to kill someone. Frankie should be let go.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Victoria, if you'd gotten there earlier, if you hadn't stopped at the gas station, then you could have been the one to die.
Let Frankie go.
Frankie's just a kid, come on. Marjorie, sure. But Frankie?
That's not how the law works. At the very least, Frankie knew this murder might happen, and he didn't warn the cops. Because of him, Ricky is dead.
But he didn't do any of the murdering. You can't blame a tiger for being afraid of fire, you know. This isn't fair. This isn't all right. All of us would have done the same thing in his case.
I'm sorry, everyone. This is the law. Frankie and Marjorie killed a man with the hope that they might be able to make people suddenly care about a decaying, semi-forgotten radio station. With the hope that it might bring more money, bring more eyes and ears. They were greedy. They wanted more. They hoped for more. But greed doesn't just consume the greedy. It devours the innocent.
Coming up next on WMRS is a tribute to Ricky Ashcroft. The next songs will be from Lizzie Zink, Otto Landon, and My Chemical Romance.
Frankie and Marjorie weren't wrong about what this would do for the station. They were right, in the worst way possible. The murder had everyone buzzing about the motive, about the kid Ricky was, and the man he never got to be. Like a friend from your childhood you'd long since forgotten. WMRS was returned to the spotlight as a bright beacon of resilience, standing against the test of time. Clara stepped into the limelight. The tragedy gave her just enough fuel to ride the airwaves. She became a full-time DJ and covered Ricky's murder. Victoria finally got her pay raise as she stepped up into Margie's old position as station manager. With 2 employees now gone, Stokes was hired full-time. And Lou? Well, he stayed in exactly the same place. Hating his work, hating the new, excited youth. Out of tune with the future and synced up too much with the past. On the surface, the station looked like it had turned a corner. Fresh blood, new voices, a second chance. But under the surface, it was the same slow rot. Clara avoided Victoria's office like it was radioactive. Lou grumbled through every broadcast, and Stokes, bless him, just kept the place breathing a little longer. The numbers started to fall. The new listeners drifted away, chasing the next scandal, the next dead body. 2 months later, Victoria finally started to understand what kind of weight Marjorie had been carrying. WMRS had a pulse again, but it was faint, and getting fainter by the day. One cold morning in November, the survivors met over lukewarm coffee and fading dreams.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all. I've gathered us all here today to discuss WMRS and its future. Marjorie was right. Things aren't looking good here, and they haven't been for a little while. She thought she could save this place with Ricky's murder. Maybe she was right. Maybe she would have run things a little differently than me. But it's too little, too late. We're going under.
Sad to hear, but it makes sense. Marjorie had been doing your job for years. Do you know what she did differently to make us last longer?
Short of paying portions of your paychecks out of her own pockets, I have no idea whatsoever. At first, I thought she was shorting your paychecks, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And then I thought that maybe WMRS had a donor I didn't know about, but that also wasn't the case. I have no idea where this money has been coming from.
Does this mean I won't have a job soon?
Yes. Lou, I'm sorry, but I don't think you'll make it to retirement here.
I didn't think I'd make it to retirement anyways. My dad died around this age.
So I'll have to look somewhere else too.
Unfortunately, but it should be about a month for most of you.
Does anyone know anybody who might need a custodian? I really can't do much else with my disability besides clean.
Disability? Brother? What else do we not know about you, Stokes?
Maybe a couple things. Did you know that I lived in Germany for half of my life?
But you don't have an accent.
Alright. I spent my early years in Germany, then moved here, and I guess I kinda adopted the American accents.
Are you a German citizen?
I have dual citizenship. So does my brother.
But hey, I do have some good news.
Oh?
Clara, you've been following the murder trial on your radio show. Great job, by the way. We're getting positive feedback from listeners. So you know that they just finished the trial.
That's right. Marjorie and Frankie were both convicted.
Well, MPD sent us over this box of donuts as a thank you for collaborating with the case, as well as condolences. So feel free to have some donuts.
Awesome.
Stokes, can I see you in my office?
Of course.
Grab a donut first.
Okay.
Take a seat, Stokes.
Am I in trouble?
No, not at all, Stokes. I don't know how to say this. I've never had to do this before. I'm sorry, but we don't have room on the budget for you anymore. I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go.
Let me go? No, please. Can I go back to part-time or something?
I'm sorry. By cutting you, WMRS will be able to stay open for 1 more month instead of 2 weeks. But at this point, there's nothing else I can cut before we close. I'm sorry.
I get it. I don't suppose I get any severance?
Unfortunately not.
I feel like this was the first time I ever belonged somewhere. I'll go find another quiet corner somewhere, I guess. Thank you for everything, Miss Victoria. Thank you for at least bothering to talk to me over the years.
You're welcome, Stokes. If for some reason, somehow, we come into a large sum of money and the station can stay open, you're the first person I'm hiring back.
Thank you.
You can take as much time as you'd like to collect your things and head out. Have as many donuts as you want.
Thank you.
And so that's what they did. They left Victoria's office and went downstairs. With a worn brown box in hand, they collected everything from their desk and made their way upstairs.
Are you heading out?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just got let go.
No way. What? Why would she fire you?
I wasn't fired. I was let go. I'm the lucky one, though. At least I can start over now. But you all have maybe a month left.
Can we all get a selfie together? Just to remember this. We weren't together for very long, but I'm gonna miss this era of my life.
Yeah, of course.
Can you send me that when you get home?
Sure.
In which case, Stokes proceeded to walk outside, box in hand.
I'm gonna miss this place. I've been custodial staff here since I was, 19 years old? Since I first started going to college at Madison University. Lots of memories here. And yet I always felt like an outsider. No one ever talked to me. No one ever really liked me much. At least, not from what I know. But I guess that's just the story of my life, isn't it? Barbary Stokes. Forgotten.
I never did see Stokes again. Maybe they moved away. Maybe they ended up on the streets. Maybe they just vanished, fading away into time. It's sad. This station I grew up with, this thing that so much of my early childhood revolved around, just whimpered out. Died almost completely and utterly forgotten, like an abandoned subway station. The WMRS crew kept fighting for as long as they could. But 2 weeks later, the station was shut down. Lou retired, but that didn't last long. Radio was his life. When the lights turned out in the booth for the last time, so did he. I heard about his death in the obituaries, but I saw the look in his eye the day the station closed. Victoria pitched herself to Mad 1, then to other towns, then other stations. But her price was always just a little too high. She vanished like smoke in the wind. Clara did fine for a while. She started a podcast, made a name, pulled in sponsors. Then she wanted more. More reach, more revenue, more fame. And the audience smelled it like a shark smells blood. Last I heard, Clara was shelving books at the Madison Library, just trying to make rent. Everyone wanted more. And in the end, they all got what they deserved.